Today's video is powered by SECUTOR and 020 mag. So here we go, people. Thanks again to SECUTOR and 020 mag for sorting this out for me. Yeah, absolutely excited for this one. This is the RAPAX XXI M3. There's also an M4 version, and when I say M4, I don't mean M4 in the traditional sense. Basically, they're exactly the same. The M3, the black version, the M4, the tan version. Let's get it open. Very long box. And I'd expect it to be, because technically this is a DMR. Now, there's something very interesting about this, okay? Not only the, oh my goodness, no, seriously, look at this. This truly is the definition of epic. Technically, this can be seen as a DMR. Although it is capable of full auto, it can be locked. So it only does single shots. So here we go. Let's see what we get. As you've already seen in that little preview, I'm absolutely loving that you get these awesome mags. 2 of them. What else have we got? Ah, yes. 2 adjustable sights, and they're not just any old sights. Look at that. They literally get canted off to the side, and I'll show you these a little later once I get them installed. Awesome looking sights, and they yeah, fully adjustable and full metal. Okay, and we also get a speed loader. Look at the size of this thing. And a cleaning and unjamming rod. You've got your instructions. Nice. Nice. And now for the beast itself, and it still has more accessories that you get with it, but it's already installed, as you would have just seen a few moments ago. Oh my gosh, would you look at this epic thing. Oh, do you know what? It's going to be quite difficult keeping this, the entire thing, in camera shot. I'd have to hold it out like that. But I'll tell you what, let me take you through this bad boy up close and personal, show you what you get. So right here, people, is your cheek rest, okay? Nice and cushioned. You've got this protective fabric that goes around the stock. I'm loving that it came with it. It's not an optional extra that you have to buy. You can, of course, remove it if you don't want to have it on there. Anyway, let's just come back to that in a moment. There you go. There's your textured rubberized butt plate. Of course, if you need to remove that, which you would do, because I'm going to slap a lipo in this baby. That's where you would gain your battery access. And here's your rear sling point And then we come right back to this awesome looking stock cover. Now, the thing with this, you're probably thinking, uh-oh, they've printed that upside down. No, they haven't. Here, look, you can have it to this side if you wish, or you can have it right on top where you would traditionally have a cheek rest, or you can swing it all the way round so it's like that. And then as we move along, you have a QD sling point. And you know what? That's not all when it comes to this particular stock. I'll show you why in a moment, but let's just move along where you have your charging handle, your fire selector switch, and notice it says safe and fire. But this is where it becomes a little interesting, because right now it's on safe. I can then swing it around so it's on semi-auto, so yeah, your single shots. But look, over there it says nothing. However, if I bring that fire selector switch so it's pointing towards nothing, it goes into full auto, baby. Yeah. So this is where you can actually physically stop that from happening. If I take you to the other side, and here, look, let me just put it back onto safe. So right now it's in safe. Again, I can put it onto single shots, semi-auto. Let me bring it back to safe and show you this. Do you notice the difference between that other fire selector switch and this one on this side? You see that gap right there? That pretty much ignores that metal notch right there. So yes, I can swing it that way and swing it all the way through to full auto. However, if you swap this fire selector switch with the other one that doesn't have that gap, so back onto this side, imagine that gap isn't there. So just imagine I've done that already. I've swapped around the fire selector switch where that gap isn't there. When you, let me just bring it back to safe. When you go to semi-auto, that there will stop that fire selector switch from going into full auto. I've had this pre-programmed so it can only do single shots, just like a DMR, and safe mode. And the main reason for that is because this bad boy shoots way above 370, which is the legal limit for full auto in the UK. So we'll get back to that when we're doing the chrono test. Right, okay, so as always, let's check out the quality of this fire selector switch. So let me move it to fire. Oh, feels very firm. Clicks into place very nicely. And there's that phantom full auto. Nice. So as we move along, you have your full metal trigger and the awesome looking metal trigger guard. By the way, pretty much absolutely everything on here, apart from that wraparound on the grip, and of course your stock, everything else metal. So as we move along, you have your mock bolt release. Now, when I say mock bolt release, I don't mean the release is mock, that's real. Your bolt is mock, but it still holds back your mock bolt when you pull your charging handle, and you would use this to release it. So that's cool. A lot of replicas don't have that. So anyway, there's your mag release. There's your awesome looking Roman numerals again, 21. And then as we move along, you have loads of rail space. Would you look at that? It goes on for days. And then you have this epic looking handguard. Now, why am I calling it epic? Because it is long. Seriously long. In fact, they break it up with a nice handguard cover. Look at that. And you know what? This serves more than one purpose. And again, I'm loving, look, it's got a bit of webbing there too. I'm loving that they've included this, okay? So two things. One, you get a nice firm grip. So it's like an anti-slip mechanism right there. But it doesn't stop there. Can you imagine? You can very quickly, if you wish, just slap a flashlight in there. You don't need to fix one on your rail or anything like that. You can literally slip a flashlight in there. It's pretty much limitless what you can do with this configuration. And then of course, attention to detail, you've got more webbing around it, but I'm loving that they have the SECUTOR logo right there. Ha, nice. By the way, did I mention this entire platform is ambidextrous, and I'll show you why in a moment when I get to the other side. However, absolutely loving that you also get a full metal removable silencer. Although I wouldn't remove it, because as long as this inner barrel is going to be anyway on this DMR platform, they have very thoughtfully continued that inner barrel all the way through to the end of this silencer. So look, right there, right. I think it's time to go to the other side, but before I do that, let me just get one or two of those accessories on and I'll be right back. Oh, look at that. Loving those sights that have been canted off. So now they're at a 45-degree angle. Same with the front one. By the way, to get these sights on is pretty simple. If you look underneath there, can you see that little hole? Yeah, right there. Little grub screw. You just tighten that up and these bad boys will stay on your rail. And there, look, loving that low profile mag. Do you know what? It's still missing something. Hold on. I have something else that will go with this very nicely. Oh, look at that bad boy. Come on now. So now that we are on this side, let me bring you back to that awesome looking stock. This is where the adjustability of this stock comes into play. So you literally loosen this and take it out completely, and without having to touch any of these screws, you can remove your butt plate. Nice. And it doesn't stop there. It's not just for the adjustability. I'll show you how that all works, although I'm sure you can see already the concept behind this and that. If you look carefully down there, you can see your Tamiya plug. Now you're wondering, how the hell are you going to get to that? Do you now have to remove that screw and that screw right there? No. All you have to do is get hold of this side of these two plates and grab hold of your Tamiya plug. First thing I don't really like, I wish was a bit different. Look, it doesn't come out any further than that. So a longer bit of cable on this plug would have been a bit nicer. Now, before I put the battery in, mag out, it's on safe, so we're good to go. Now I'm gonna slap a lipo in this. There you go. Let's pop this battery pack in. Okay, so we can now pop this plate back in, and the good thing about this plate is that it will push all your cables and your whatnots out of the way, so your cables won't get snagged or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. So you can just slot that right the way in. And now we pop the butt plate back in, and you can see now how you can adjust your stock to whatever length pleases you. Cool. So I don't need it out that far, so I'm going to push it in. I'm probably going to have it there. In fact, I don't even need to have it there, but I just want to leave it out a bit so you can appreciate that it is adjustable. And then of course you pop this back in to secure it in place. So as we move along, you get to your other QD sling point where they actually give you the attachment. Awesome. As we move along, again now we're getting to the whole ambidextrousness, any such word? Anyway, of it all. Again, there's your fire selector switch, which you saw on the other side. And there's your very tactical looking, fully adjustable metal rear sight, which is pretty cool because yes, it's at a 45-degree angle, which some people might find strange. I find it very tactical. Yeah, when you're doing your adjustments with hop up, you've got to take into consideration that you've gone from there to there when you're using your 45-degree sight. But I personally don't see an issue with this because for me they are purely a backup sight which are very conveniently installed to the side. And allow me to just jump ahead to your full metal, also fully adjustable front sight. And hopefully you can appreciate that if for some reason your main optics fail you, you can deploy your 45-degree angled sights and transition from your main optics to your backup sights. Nice. Right, hold on. So as we move along, you can really appreciate how ambidextrous this bad boy is. Because look, there's your other mag release. There's your other bolt release. And as already mentioned, your fire selector switch. And then right here is your dust cover. And behind there is your hop-up adjustment. Now watch, charging handle goes back and your mock bolt stays open. And you can see the adjustment wheel just there. And again, you've got more lovely markings also on the mag itself with the SECUTOR logo, but I absolutely love what it says right there. The Predator Legion, those who wait among the shadows to deliver the final blow. Definitely the characteristics of a designated marksman or a sniper. And right beneath the dust cover, your serial number. Okay, so before I get the BBs in, look, let me just show you all these lovely markings that you don't see when it's in this particular Airsoft primary. But yeah, looks awesome. Now let's see how far back you have to pull this trigger before it fires its biting point and how quickly you can fire again after releasing the trigger. Here goes. So, we're traveling. Okay, that's a fair bit. Hold on. Bang, it fires now. Listen up for the reset. Ooh, did you hear that? So now I should be able to fire again. Awesome. Excellent stuff. So as you can see there, you're pretty much going to get around the 440, 445 FPS. Now, ideally, I'd love to go out and test this on the farm, you know, that private bit of land that I have access to, with permission of course, to get a nice distance and test out the accuracy of this bad boy. I can't do that in this particular video, but I will do a separate video where I push this to its limits. But for now, I'm going to do the normal close range accuracy test, and because I'm that close, I'm expecting this to be so good. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That speaks for itself.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
That speaks for itself.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
That speaks for itself.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
And if you look closely, that speaks for itself.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Haha! That is awesome. I believe that is a channel first. multiple perfect shots with this bad boy, the SECUTOR RAPAX XXI M3 being the black version. Remember, you can get it in tan too. So, to be fair, yes, awesome accuracy. I would have preferred a longer range, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to all the other accuracy tests I have done on this channel, hands down, this bad boy reigns supreme. However, for me, this is a DMR platform. I need a much longer range to truly test this out. So watch out for part 2 coming soon. Once everything gets back to normal in this world, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but until then, my initial thoughts. What a decent package you are getting with this. I mean, come on. You get the silencer, 2 mags, your full metal adjustable sights, your handguard cover, your stock cover. And then of course you have that feature where you can swap around the fire selector switch so you can physically stop this bad boy from going into full auto. And guess what? It also has a MOSFET built in, a programmable electronic trigger, and of course that adjustable stock. But once again, that cabling in the battery compartment, it would have been nice if that was longer. Also, I did notice 1 or 2 little places on the finish of the paintwork was a little bit wanting. Like here, look. Other than that, this entire package really is awesome. Check the video description for more information. Now again, because this was sent to me from SECUTOR via 020 Mag and their distributors, it didn't come to me from an actual Airsoft retailer, so I don't have a direct link, but it is worth a Google. Not readily available worldwide just yet, but it's getting there. Have a search and see if your local retailer stocks this, and if not, ask them why not. But do check out the video description because there will be a link, but to SECUTOR where you can get more information. Thanks again to 020 Mag and SECUTOR. And just before I go, hopefully I'll catch you next time on the Airsoft Mike YouTube channel. Take care.